Welcome back to Dark Souls. I'm Xander.
I'm Vinny.
I finally did it. I went and grinded off screen. Which after killing the Hydra, I only needed like 3 extra dragon scales. And so with the gold serpent ring plus the 10 humanity, normally that grind does not go that fast. That was like suspiciously fast. It was very odd. But yeah, our dragon fist is now upgraded as much as it possibly can be. Which really isn't saying much, but it's something, and it means that we are as ready as we will ever be for the DPS race that is the Four Kings. So we're going to be trying that today.
Are we doing that right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And then after you kill the Four Kings, can you technically go beat the game?
Yes, but
you're going to do DLC.
Yep. So once we're done with Four Kings, then we will tackle the DLC.
Okay.
But first, we're back here at Firelink.
Oh, hello again. We're both managing quite well, aren't we? But I haven't found my father yet. Have you seen him?
I have, yes. He went down below.
Really? Then I must be off. I'm sorry he's caused you trouble. He has a knack for that. If you just stay put.
Yeah, it'd be like that. But you know, he's a homie. It's fine.
When can you kill Petrus?
Pretty much whenever.
Petrus right now.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Because is the girl safe still?
Yeah, the girl is safe.
Okay.
Your Highness, I am in... Oh.
Oh no, woe is me, deathly so.
Kill him.
Real quick, if we wander up here, I actually want to show off that Rhea is in fact okay. She made it out of the Tomb of the Giants / the Catacombs. It occurs to me she sells the miracle Homeward, which basically just acts as a homeward bone that teleports you to the last bonfire you used. So that might be like a lore way that she got out on her own. And if that was the intention, cool. Oh. It appears we were too late.
I just remembered that.
You know what? Yeah, good memory. Yeah.
It's just we haven't been to Firelink in a hot minute, so I didn't...
Yeah, well, it might have happened because we went and killed Sif. Like, I think it's based on, like, if you wait too long by, like, progressing further, and this game's method of measuring progress is oftentimes just, like, how many bosses you've killed.
Yeah. So, Petrus probably did that, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Then, milady, what terrifying news. What am I to do? All because of my shortcomings. It is my fault.
Well, it is your fault. You're not wrong.
Don't believe his crocodile tears.
Yeah, so we didn't really follow this quest line super closely, but it's totally this shithead's reason that she was down there alone with 2 hollows in the first place, and it is the reason that she is dead now. So, yeet.
You damn fool.
That almost one-shot him, actually.
Feel
Sit down,
no.
turd burglar.
This can't be. It can't end like this.
It very much can end like this. And you can tell because he dropped her talisman, which is not available anywhere else except for her.
And then, mysteriously him, after she's dead.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Yeah. There are not that many happy endings in Dark Souls.
There really aren't. Yeah, it's a whole series about cycles and decay and monotony and disparity. So, not a whole lot of happiness to be found in many of those themes.
But Havelflip.
Havelflip is pretty funny, though. You are correct. But yeah, so right now, the only way to get to the Four Kings is by going through the ghost town that is the New Londo ruins.
Sorry, that was loud.
And I mean like literal ghost town. Like there's actual ghosts here.
There's ghosty ghoulies.
There's ghouls.
By the time this goes up, it will be past Halloween.
That's true.
So, ooh.
We missed prime ghouling season.
Eh,
Oh, have we already been down here?
I don't think so.
I think we have for something, because I've already got the transient curses. Oh, we went down here right at the start to get the Firekeeper soul. Oh, I forgot to upgrade the Firekeeper soul. Or the Estus flask with the Firekeeper souls. We have 2 of them now that I just haven't used yet. We will get to that. This area kind of has like 2 halves to it, so we will just...
Their arms are weird.
Yeah, they're like weird, spindly, stretchy things. Honestly, as far as ghost designs go, pretty cool.
I think the ghosts in the first Luigi's Mansion, like not the like boss ghosts, but like just the normal like average baddies are really fun.
True. Yeah, these obviously going for a very different vibe, but still very interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
So one thing about the ghosts here actually is you cannot block their attacks.
That makes sense.
So that means actually it is more optimal to have a shield on you that actually does something passively. So like Grass Crest shield is great. I like to go with Sanctus just for a little bit of passive healing, because even though we don't have the stats for it, it will still heal us regardless. It just means like it sucks to use as a shield.
Ooh. Oh. What a shit.
Yeah. You think you're so clever. We're going to be getting a fair number of drops from these guys, by the way, just because I still have the 10 humanity left over from dragon scale farming.
Dang, girly.
So yeah, they drop transient curses pretty frequently, and usually it's at a high enough rate that like you get enough back that you're not gonna run out unless you die to something like really stupid. So we're just going to not die to anything really stupid. Easy. However, we might die to this room, because this room is actually incredibly dangerous.
Is there just a lot of ghosts?
There are a metric fuck ton of ghosts in this room.
Oh, you were not lying.
Yeah, it's not a good time. Luckily, I mean, we're pretty tanky at this point, and we can just deal with this. But there's an NPC up this ladder here that we will be meeting in a moment, and he can remove curses from you. And for a while, he is like the only method you have of removing curses. So if you get cursed mega early, you have to deal with that at low level. And that sucks.
Just restart your run.
Honestly, would probably be faster.
Oh.
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors.
He makes me think of Gale.
Yeah, he's got similar vibes.
Lord Vessel, very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek the Four Kings, whom I guard over. This is the key to the seal. The Four Kings slumber in the deepest chamber of the ruins. Use this key to break the seal and open the floodgates. Oh, and do not forget, the dark wraiths reside in a dark void called the Abyss. But the Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorias traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable.
So, like, he guards the Four Kings, but not in, like, I'm protecting them, but more in the, I'm making sure dumbasses don't just waddle on in.
Yeah, because the Four Kings are in the Abyss, and this whole city was flooded specifically because of the Abyss to stop it from spreading. So he's like, I want to make sure that, like, whoever goes down there is the real deal, that they can deal with whatever is down there. Alternatively, you can come here immediately and just kill him, and he drops the key because it's an essential item. And so you can fight the Four Kings right after you fight Sif, and you can fight Sif as your first boss in the game. Why you would do that?
Built different.
Yeah. Honest to God, like, kind of a terrifying idea, because the Four Kings are one of the hardest boss fights in this whole game. But you can do it. Also, you don't have to place the Lord Vessel in order to get the key from this guy. You just have to have picked it up. And then he's like, oh, yeah, you've got it.
That's cool.
So, yeah. Just a couple fun things I would mention.
The key to the...
He can break your curse. You can buy transient curses from him. He also gives you the resist curse spell. And that's pretty much it. That's all he does. Probably won't do it in this run, but if you come back and talk to him after you beat the Four Kings, he'll be like, oh, you did it. I guess I don't have to hang out down here anymore. And then he like goes back up to Firelink Shrine, and then he is much more accessible. Which is...
Is he happier up there?
I mean, I would think so. You'd be able to see like sunlight for the first time in ages.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will break the seal here. Oh, right.
Is this the seal?
Yep. This is the seal, so it opens the floodgates here that kept New Londo flooded.
Damn.
And it releases it out into the big chasm in the middle of the Valley of the Drakes.
So now it has water in it?
I mean, it does, but like it's a really deep chasm, so it honestly, like, this is nothing. But yeah, down there are the dragons that I was farming from earlier, because you can get to them from the other side very easily. And in fact, that is what we will do. So now you can just wander down here. Step out here, look at all these lovely corpses.
Tasty.
And then, whoa, here's Valley of the Drakes.
Do you have to walk past them? Oh.
I do, but I'm going to climb up here first. Not that I necessarily think we will need this, but we might need this.
Doesn't hurt. You're right here anyway.
Yeah. This is a particularly powerful item called the Red Tearstone Ring.
I've heard about this.
So we actually picked up the Blue Tearstone Ring like a long time ago. The Blue Tearstone Ring boosts your defense when you're at low HP. The Red Tearstone Ring boosts your offense when you are at low HP. And that is much more useful. And the boost that it gives you is very significant. I don't know how much the percentage is exactly, but like it's a lot.
I see.
But yeah, I'm actually going to reinforce the Estus flask before I do this, just because it might be needed. One of the best strats for the Four Kings is to kind of just tank and focus on dealing damage, and with how low our base damage is on this weapon, I get the feeling we will need to do that, and that means we're going to need a lot of healing. So let's go back to Firelink Shrine. Now the worst part about this bonfire is that you can't warp back to it, so it's going to be a little bit of a jaunt to get back there, but not the end of the world. Hello, ma'am. Cool. Now we've got a +5 flask, which is awesome.
All the honey and syrup is at the bottom of my cup. Sorry, I gleeked on you.
I thought that was just tea.
Nope.
What the heck?
It was involuntary.
Man. It's okay, I forgive you. I'm actually going to switch shields because now I will need a shield that can do something.
2 spider shields.
Yeah, so for whatever reason, there's a spider shield in the depths. There's a spider shield on a corpse in the Valley of the Drakes. We actually ran right past it earlier, but I picked it up while I was grinding. And then one of the classes starts with spider shield, and that's the class that we picked. So there's like 3 spider shields in this game.
That's really weird.
It's very odd. I don't mind it, I guess. It's just like a weird choice to have 3 of.
Hell yeah, we stand spider shield, I guess.
Yeah, spider shield gang. But yeah, like I said, a little bit of a jaunt to get back to that bonfire. Yeah, I know I mentioned this in a previous episode, but if you fight the 4 kings before you place the Lord Vessel, you can talk to the secret second serpent, Kath, who is kind of like, I don't want to say evil Frampt, because they are both the worst, but for all intents and purposes, he is at least the anti-Frampt. Like, the 2 are in direct opposition.
Yeah, but it's not like Frampt is good and Kath is evil. It's both. They're both, they both only care about themselves and what they want.
Yeah.
And neither option are good, but I don't even think they're in this type of world. This like either solution is good. It's just you have to deal with one or the other.
Right. That's what the plots of Dark Souls 2 is about. Actually, is there's a character called Aldia who like devoted his life's research into trying to figure out if there was a third option. Because you can either perpetuate the cycle or like end the cycle.
And ending the cycle ends the world, yeah?
Well, ending the cycle doesn't necessarily end the world. It just starts like a new cycle. Because it starts the Age of Dark instead. By the way, there's these enemies now.
Those guys look cool.
Yeah, these are the Dark Wraiths, and they're like denizens of the abyss, I guess. They're everywhere down here. This is why I needed a shield that can actually do things, is because parrying them is like one of the easiest ways to deal with them.
But I'm guessing in the second game that guy didn't find a solution.
Honestly, I don't know enough about that game's lore to know for sure whether he did or not.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because I know what...
In canon, the third option does not happen if it does exist. So, there you go.
Yep.
But yeah, now that New Londo is unflooded, the Dark Wraiths are back. They're a very spooky enemy or whatever.
I guess in canon, Frampt is the canonical one you follow.
Yeah.
But that still, again, does not mean he's good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
See,
I like their Splitty Skull.
Yeah. So there's one of these big guys back here.
Oh, I saw him in an enemy randomizer, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, there's only like 3 of these guys in the whole game.
He also has a proboscis.
I mean, I think that's literally just like a spear or like a halberd or something.
I can believe.
I mean, it can be a proboscis.
He could stab you and then lift you up, and then he can, your juices could slide down.
True.
And then he can go.
Yeah, at that point, it's more of like, it's not really a proboscis. It's just like a built-in, like, not like a beer bong, but like a blood bong, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, those big guys will just spawn the explodey skulls, and
Hell yeah.
they'll keep doing that until you get close to them. So they're kind of obnoxious. Also down here, I'm not picking it up, but in that like previous room with that big sludge guy, if you walk up a set of stairs, you can pick up the very large ember, which allows you to ascend weapons up to plus 15, which is a pretty major item that is very easy to miss.
The ghosties are coming.
Yeah, there's a couple ghosties in this room, but otherwise, like, the lower level of New Londo is mostly ghost free.
Is New Londo older than Anor Londo?
No. New Londo was built to be like a second civilization, like not civilization, but like just a second city to be on par with Anor Londo.
And it just didn't happen because of this?
Because they found the abyss, yeah.
Wow, we're digging this hole in the ground. Uh-oh. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how that happened, but...
I mean, I don't know what exactly happened there, to be honest.
Yeah. Yo!
Fuck.
Yo!
I got.
He fucking rizzed you up.
Yeah, I got.
Those dudes are kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like them? Or are they annoying?
Honestly, I like them.
They make me think of the assassins from Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that those assassins in Elden Ring are all girls.
Yep, they are.
That's cool lore.
Yes. But yeah, the Dark Wraiths, they actually make appearances in all three of the Souls games. You can get their armor set fairly early in Dark Souls 2, and it's like one of the better early game armor sets. So like that's probably why I'm like partially in favor of them. But also like they're not unfair enemies. Like they don't have any like bullshit attacks.
They're just hard. Ish.
Yeah. They're on the harder side. But like even then, once you really know what you're doing, like I was fishing for parries there when I really shouldn't have been. Also, I'm using a technically unoptimal shield here because
Do you just have the stats for the shield?
well, I'm gonna use this one for the Four Kings themselves, and I don't want to have to switch back and forth across multiple attempts, just because it gets to be a little bit of a pain. Technically, you can get down there without fighting like any of these guys, but it's just a lot safer to fight them.
Because otherwise they just keep following you.
Yeah. But yeah, they've got that spicy 4-hit combo thing. They've got a really sick attack where they can grab you, and if you have any humanity in your hotbar, they actually drain it off of you, which is sick.
Slurp, slurp, slurp. Do those big boys with the splody skulls come back?
They do not. They are mini bosses.
They seemed quite large and unrespawnable.
Yeah. It's always kind of a crapshoot with this game, but in this specific instance, yeah.
What's their weird like on them?
So that is power that they have called the Dark Hand, which is technically an equipable weapon, and you get it if you join Kath's Covenant, which is really cool. It can act as both an offensive weapon and a shield. I don't really know, like, lore-wise how the shield part works, but that's what it looks like. That's what the grab attack looks like.
Can I say something that you're not gonna like?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you say Kath, I think of catheter.
I do too. It's kind of an unfortunate association. Real quick, I'm just gonna run up the stairs here to show off where the very large ember is at, because
Is it very large?
I mean it's very important. If you're using like just a standard weapon. But yeah, it's like way over here. So remember how I was like, technically you can fight Four Kings as your second boss?
Yeah.
You can still kill Ingward early and get the key to the seal just so you can get this very large ember early. and that lets you like steamroll the mid game.
Are you in the end game, you would say, or still in the mid game?
Oh, I'm very much in the end game. Mid game ends at like Anne Orlando-ish.
Yeah, see, I was just curious.
Like I consider like early game for this game to be like ringing the 2 bells, and then mid game is like Sen's Fortress through Anne Orlando and like Painted World.
Yeah, getting the Lord Vessel.
Yep. And then once you have the Lord Vessel, you're in end game. Or at least late game. I guess technically end game is like when you have all the Lord Souls and you can just beat the game whenever you want.
Which is coming up.
It is coming up.
But we're not going to be doing that right away.
Nope. Because the DLC fucking rocks. Like, it is so good. It has 4 bosses in it, and they are 4 of the best fights in the entire game. Like, bar none. Oh, I forgot to use a transient curse for the ghosts. I lured that guy out. Yeah, that attack is really easy to parry, and the Dark Wraiths really like to approach with it from like a distance. So that's part of why I wanted a usable shield for dealing with this whole section.
He went.
Yeah. These guys are also not too bad to deal with if you just kind of circle around them to the right. That tends to dodge a lot of what they can do.
What are your opinions on those toothpicks that are shaped like little swords?
Excellent. 10 out of 10. Of course. But yeah, so this is the 4 Kings. Except it doesn't drop you in here right away. It gives you this big spiral staircase to really contemplate your life choices. And if you get to the end of this spiral staircase and you are not wearing the Covenant of Artorias, you're going to have a bad time. Technically, you can just drop right down the center, but...
you might hit some shit.
Yeah, there's always a non-zero chance you just hit one of these weird little ledges on the way down and you just die of fall damage. And that's just embarrassing. No one wants to do that.
Little wall nubbins.
Yeah.
Whee!
Anyways.
Are you worried?
I'm not expecting to beat this first try. But yeah, this is the Abyss. And if you're not wearing the Covenant of Artorias, you just fall through the floor here and die. So...
He got them yowie legs.
Oh, I am not liking the damage output here.
Oh, I think you're going to be dealing with 8 kings.
Yeah, so the way this fight works is a little stupid.
There's not 4 kings.
Yeah, so the kings here all have a shared health bar, which is approximately equal to the health of 4 kings total.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
In theory.
There we go.
But if you're not fast enough, another king can spawn. There's a 5th king. You can get a 6th king.
Yeah, they spawn at a consistent rate of 1 per like X amount of seconds, and if you can't kill one within those within that time frame, you get overrun by kings and you are just fucked.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason this fight is going to be a problem. Good thing that killed, because otherwise I would have died there. I think we're caught up here. Yeah, okay. We're back on pace.
You have to run really far away for this guy.
Yeah. The good thing is, if they're far away, they can move really fast towards you, which is awesome.
Yeah, you don't want to dilly-dally with these guys.
Yeah, but sometimes they just kind of, like, take their time and decide to shoot magic at you instead, and that is not what you want to see from them.
Your armor is really tanking them.
Yeah. I mean, this is Havel's armor. It's it is the best armor set in the game.
Yeah.
And then since I can't wear full Havels for this without like not being able to roll.
Okay, is there another king? Where is he?
I don't think he's... Oh, okay, there he is.
He's really far away.
He like just spawned.
Okay, so this is the 4th one.
Yep.
You think you're gonna get a 5th one? Maybe?
We might see him, but I don't know if he'll actually get a chance to like interact. But yeah, way back when we did Blighttown, I picked up Power Within, and this is mainly what I had in mind when I picked that up, because Power Within will greatly increase our DPS for like the first couple kings and make sure we're at least on track to not get swarmed.
If you get swarmed, it's really bad.
Yeah. I think we're gonna get it though.
I think you are too. We were really nervous. Xander's done runs where he's been stuck here.
Wow.
Where he's like throwing himself at these guys.
Yeah.
This was surprisingly...
That was not as bad as I have seen. They were very sparing with their magic attacks. And since I've upgraded HP a bunch, I mean, I'm pretty tanky.
That was, yeah, I was not expecting that.
So,
I was
yeah.
expecting you're going to give it a couple runs and then I was going to have to go sit down.
Right, same. I was fully prepared to like throw up like a montage and just throw up in general.
But you versed them.
Yeah, okay.
This punching run's not too bad.
It's really not as bad as I thought it would be.
I mean, like, we've used a crossbow and we use a shield and stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, now it's DLC time. So once you have freed Dusk, what you want to do is actually go back to the very start of Duke's Archives, which unfortunately this is the closest bonfire for that. So we'll just be walking for a bit here. Oh yeah, what I was going to say during that Four Kings fight was I'm not wearing full Havels. I'm wearing the helmet and body of Havels, and then I am wearing Sorcerer gloves and boots, which first of all puts me exactly at half weight.
is that mid roll?
Yup, so I can still mid roll if I really need to. And then the Sorcerer gloves still have like decent magic defense on them, and all of the Four Kings attacks do at least partial magic damage. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's honestly, it's not a bad loadout. But yeah, I've also seen runs that use pyromancy to deal with that fight, because if you have Power Within plus Fire Surge, if you line up the first two kings like perfectly next to each other and Fire Surge both of them down, you can actually, so you can do extra damage to the kings as they're dying. Mm-hmm. It still deals damage to like their total health bar, and so Fire Surge will do just enough damage on those first two kings that you can actually take out their entire health bar with only the two of them. It's really hard, but I've done almost that before. I've done 3 kings. And that is a strat. But yeah, everyone jokes about the 5th king. Yeah, I feel like not a whole lot of people know how that fight actually like functions. So
It's just a little janky.
it is very janky. Hey, we got a cool shield. Anyways, we have to kill this guy.
His name is Ip.
Rip Ip. And we get this broken pendant.
Okay.
Why is it here? Why is it on that golem? Fucking who knows? How were you supposed to figure this out? Because you need this to access the DLC?
Wiki.
I don't even know how people figured it out, like, initially, you know?
It gives off very like obtuse video game moment.
Oh, yeah.
Like
This is about as obtuse as it gets. Like, imagine paying for a DLC and then spending like 2 hours trying to figure out how to get into it.
where the fuck do I gotta go?
Right? Anyways, back to Crest Shield. We don't have to have the Covenant of Artorias on anymore. So we will actually go back to Rusted Iron Ring.
It's such a little ring.
It really is.
It's a cute ring, though.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be running back through that pool of water where the Hydra was at.
Wonder if there's an Etsy store that like makes all the different rings. And if not, there should be.
There should be. That's like a missed opportunity, if not.
I'm sure. I'm not sure specifically like how well they would sell, but
I mean, some of those rings are pretty fashionable. I would say.
there are nerds who like them video game rings.
True. But yeah, here we are running down Darkroot Garden again. This is like the 5th time I've done this today, because I had to do this a couple times during grinding too. I started grinding, realized it was going to be ridiculously hard to kill even a single like Drake with our weapon. And just for grinding, I leveled up the Zweihander to +9, just so I could grind easier. And you know what? It worked.
I was wondering if you were gonna admit it or not.
Yeah. I totally would have used the Black Knight Halberd because we have enough to fully upgrade it, but I didn't have the dex for it. I actually had to put a point into dex just so I could use this Zweihander.
This Zweihander is your favorite weapon, yeah?
Probably. It's either that or like Black Knight Greatsword was also really fun when I used that.
What about the moon? What's the moon sword called?
Moonlight Greatsword.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Anyways, I also realized we never did this. This is Havel.
He's awesome.
Yeah. You might notice some visual similarities between me and him, but he is the real deal. He is an absolute Chad. And also, he is the easiest enemy to parry in the entire game. So,
But that doesn't make him any less of a Chad.
yeah, no, if he hits you, he's going to like pancake you onto the ground.
You know, like Tom and Jerry style.
Yeah. Yeah, I just figured we would do that because I kept forgetting about it. And Havel's ring is actually like a decent ring to bring into the Four Kings fight, just so you can load up on even more heavy armor.
It just lets you wear more heavy shit.
Yeah. It just boosts your equip load by like 50%. It's kind of ridiculous.
That's kind of why I think that's the idea of why Havel moves so fast.
Yeah.
Because he has all this heavy stuff and like a heavy weapon. Heavy weapon guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but he moves around pretty fast.
I mean, he still fat rolls, but like he can roll with all of that.
Yeah. Can you get past fat rolling and just not be able to roll?
Yeah. So fat rolling is anything above 50% of your equip load. If you go above 100% of your equip load, you cannot roll, period.
Is that where the DLC is?
Yeah.
In that, like, space-time continuum butthole?
Yep. You're actually startlingly accurate with that description. Not with the butthole part, but with the space-time continuum.
Oh, I was excited about the butthole part.
Nope, sorry, not a butthole.
Mm-hmm. His hand is teeth. Is that, the one guy with all the eyes?
Yeah.
I always forget his name.
His name is Manus.
Manus.
And we will be seeing him soon.
I always want to say he's Nito, but he's not.
No.
But I think it just because, like, they're big guys who are very, like, dark.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the DLC, and immediately it throws you into a boss fight.
Yeah.
This is the Sanctuary Guardian, and
He's like a chimera.
yeah. I don't really know what his deal is, but he is one of the fastest fights in the entire game.
Yeah, he's swag.
Yeah, he's just a cool fight in general.
Isn't his tail a whip weapon?
Yeah.
And it sucks.
You can cut off his tail and use it as a whip it's the best whip in the game.
It's still incredibly mid, right? Or is it, like, below mid?
No, it's bad. It's straight up awful. It is cheeks. But, you know, if you're wanting to use whips, that is the best one in the entire game.
There you go.
And this is the opportunity to get it.
Xander has done a whip run.
Yeah.
And if you want to look Satan dead in the eyes, just do a whip run in Dark Souls.
Yeah. 4 Kings in that took me several attempts. Let's put it that way. And that was with... I didn't use Power Within, but I did use the Crystal Magic Weapon buff that you can buy from Logan. And that's like the best magic buff in the game.
Logan Bees.
Power Within is better because the 4 Kings, I think, have some magic resist to them, but yeah, it took me so many tries.
Poison?
Yeah, the tail can poison you.
I mean, that makes sense. It's like a scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is cool.
He is cool. There's a cool secret with him that I will show off near the end of the DLC, actually.
Oh. Have I seen this secret?
No, I haven't seen this secret, but I know it exists. I mean, I've seen footage of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get poisoned in this fight, it can be pretty hard to recover. Because there's only like 2 attacks that this guy does that are like safe to heal on, and he can just decide to not use them.
I see.
But yeah, we were doing good there.
Meteor shower. Oh shit. You're fine.
Uh-oh.
Do you think he's pretty hard?
I mean, he's like pretty difficult as far as bosses in this game go.
Is it just because of his speed and he's like constantly attacking?
Yeah. It's really the lack of heal opportunities that make this hard. Because like you can come in here with 20 Estus, but you only get a chance to use 2 of them.
He does not give a moment of reprieve.
No.
I used that word correctly, did I?
I believe so.
Okay, cool.
Grammar lessons. Mid-boss fight.
Sometimes I know big words.
But yeah, bringing in a good shield to this fight and just like walking backwards during that attack is a good way to deal with it.
Wish this guy had a name besides Sanctuary Guardian.
Yeah, he deserves like a proper name.
Like Timothy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the lightning attacks are so obnoxious.
I know he doesn't like look it like at all because he's a chimera, but when I see him, he makes me think of the lion from Narnia.
You know what? I get you. He's like a weird, fucked up demonic version.
Yeah. I've never gotten into Narnia, but you've told me that the books are good.
Dude, the books are awesome.
Yeah.
I read those growing up as a kid, and like there's some fucking cool stuff in there.
I know, aren't the movies pretty sucky? And then like
the first one honestly is pretty good. The second one is mid, and then the third one is bad, and then they didn't make another one.
Because they stopped making money.
I guess.
Well, they maybe would have kept making money if you stopped being bad at making them.
True.
That's the issue usually.
Yeah, well, part of the problem is, so like, the whole reason that those movies were like started up to begin with is because like fantasy was really taking off because of Harry Potter at the time. And so, whatever studio it was, I think it was like MGM.
Seems like an MGM type of thing.
Right. I mean, it's got lions. It just makes sense. But whoever it was, they were just like, we want our own fantasy series that's based on an already established set of novels that people love. And so they decided on Narnia. And part of the problem with that is Narnia as like a series is really like kind of an anthology. Like it doesn't follow a super consistent set of characters throughout most of it. There's like the same set of characters from the first book are in like half of them, but there's some that are like just completely disconnected. And like it's still in the same world and like it still builds on the lore and stuff. Like it's not to say that those books are bad, but like that's kind of a tough sell when you're trying to make a movie franchise. Yeah, because you want like part of the reason you're making it a franchise is so you can have like this recognizable face that people associate with your movies. And like Harry Potter has that because it's Harry Potter the entire time that you're following, you know?
Yeah. It's like jumping from The Hobbit to Lord of the Rings, where like there's some characters.
Kinda, yeah.
But it's like more books.
Yeah.
And more characters.
Yeah.
From what I get. And also, doesn't it not go in like chronological order?
Yeah, originally they were not released in chronological order. Some like collections of the books have them organized like that, but honestly, I think it's better to not read them in like lore chronological order and just read them in release order. It's kind of like the MCU is with that, where it's like, you know, you can watch like fucking Captain Marvel before everything, but then like you're not getting like the media that made it popular. And like if you watch a couple of like the early ones lore wise, you might just like fall off and be like, why did this stick around?
Yeah.
You know,
because like haven't like what was that one with Scarlett Johansson that came out?
Oh yeah, Black Widow.
The Black Widow movie. Like, isn't that pretty early in the lore?
It's not early per se, but it was like it came out at a point after that character was, spoiler alert, killed off in a previous movie.
So like if you watched it in like chronological order, it's kind of weird.
That's like one of the exceptions, actually, I would say, is like it gives you more of a connection to that character before she dies. But like, yeah, I don't know. Narnia is just not one where it lends itself very well to being in like chronological order. Just read it in release order, because then there's like certain reveals and stuff that like happen in the books that is like, it's information that you were expected to not know because it is information that at the time of writing had not been revealed yet.
See, that's how I feel with like most media. Just watch it in release order.
Yeah.
Because you know, things are not, it was written with the release order in mind, not in chronological order in mind.
Exactly.
And so like when you watch like A New Hope and like the like old trilogy of Star Wars films, if you can watch the prequels first, but I feel like,
but then like you get like through a movie and a half and then you're like, wow, this kind of sucks. You know?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, we're rambling.
From what faraway age hast thou?
The mushroom?
Yeah.
Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness.
Is this where
Princess
Dusk lives?
Dusk is here no longer.
Well, it would be.
Snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior?
Yeah, sure, I got you.
Is Dusk like important?
I am
Dusk is the princess of Ulasil, who was the civilization that existed here before Anne Orlando.
Oh, so eventually they would go down to make Anne Orlando?
No. Eventually this civilization just completely collapses, and then Anne Orlando is built on its corpse, basically. Like you will see some similarities. But yeah, you can buy repair powder and gold pine resin here. You can buy a couple spells. I think Dusk will also sell you these. And then she also sells the Ulasil Ivory Catalyst, which I think is really good if you want to use magic but don't want to invest a lot of stats in it.
May the flames guide thee.
But yeah, Elizabeth is basically like, hey, you saved Dusk in the past. Can you do it again?
In the past?
Or you saved Dusk in the future, because now we're in the past.
Yeah.
Can you do it again? But like in the present, which is the past, because that's where we are.
Yeah.
Presently. Anyways, that's kind of the plot of the DLC. So I've got like a route planned out through this whole area. But yeah, so this area, that sanctuary back there is actually Sif's boss arena.
Oh.
This is the little bridge leading to it.
Yeah. And this is where the cats would be.
Yeah.
See, I was confused because I remembered this area and I was like, where are the dudes? I don't remember there being cats here. I just remember these guys, the weird, like, plant guys.
Yeah. So these are the ancestors of the, like, tree people in Darkroot Garden.
They are more people-y now.
Yeah.
There's also more flowers here.
Yes.
Did the people who made Anne Orlando and stuff really fuck it up? Did Gwen really fuck it up?
I don't know. Also, there's still dragons around.
Oh, this was before the dragons died, obviously.
This is before all of them died. There's still a couple hanging around very publicly.
Is this probably like when Gwen is probably alive and not aflame right now?
Probably, yeah. Because the Knights of Gwyn do exist at this point.
But...
And they are still active and doing things. So I believe Gwyn still exists at this point in time.
Yo, he's gonna go... I like how quiet his snip is.
I love those guys. But yeah, this area is honestly just a lot of these guys, and I just run past them because I know where I'm going.
What's that Coliseum? Is that something in the future?
This Coliseum, I don't think exists anymore, but it... Oops. Holy shit, I lived that? I'm nut.
I couldn't believe you lived that.
That's honestly pretty insane.
That was really funny, though.
Yeah.
Were you kind of upset?
Yeah.
Is that no, that's just a candle.
No, this is a friend.
Oh! I just didn't know the friend was there. I thought it was a bonfire.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past?
Yup, that is what happened.
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
So yeah, this guy's name is Marvelous Chester. He doesn't sell anything like crazy, but
it's like if you need some shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Friend.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Do you know any theories, lore about him? I think you've told me some before.
I mean, there's like theories just based on his fashion and sensibilities that he might be from the Bloodborne like continuity.
I think that's a real big stretch.
I think it is too. I don't necessarily subscribe to that.
It's a cool idea though.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna put on the Ring of Sacrifice here because I'm probably gonna fucking die.
I think the idea is maybe that Chester is from a different time period though.
Yeah, no, he's definitely from like way in the future. It's just unclear as to when. Like this could be several cycles of like fire and death and rebirth of fire.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Anyways, this is the coolest fight in the game. So we heard about Artorias before and how he had traversed the abyss and conquered it. And yet here we are, and he seems to be rather abyssy. Not to be confused with a bussy.
I was trying to think of a joke. Would you?
Yes. Dude, this is my favorite character in this whole game.
I know he is.
He is also my favorite fight in the game, and also probably the single fight that I am the most scared of. Like, even more so than Four Kings. like this and Four Kings are my major worry points for any run that has like low-ish damage.
But yeah, Artorias is so did he go into the abyss and kill the Four Kings?
No,
Or-
he went into the abyss and was corrupted by it. And so now he serves as like a servant of the abyss against his will, basically.
It's it makes me think of the Hollow Knight
Yeah,
a little bit.
very similar vibes.
At least he goes down in history as, I guess, the dude.
Yeah, so spoiler alerts, we basically do his job for him in this DLC. But nobody knows that we exist because we're kind of like a weird time paradox thing. And that is why Artorias is still known as like the hero that he was.
He's obviously a capable fighter.
Oh yeah. So normally he has a sword and shield. His shield has been left behind to guard Sif, who also exists here somewhere.
But she's a lot smaller, right?
Yeah, Sif is not full grown yet. That attack gets me every time.
I like how he could obviously use two hands for his weapon, but he's so used to using one that he's rather just use... It's basically like he's just letting his other arm be limp.
Yeah, there's also theories that his arm is broken, and that's why he can't use it.
That might be valid too. He, like, even though he got, corrupted by the Four Kings, doesn't mean that,
No way. Okay, so that is what I was scared of. And we are barely able to avoid it. Actually, an uppercut might do something there as well. But so Artorias, once he gets to about 3/4 of his health, will try to do like a buff, and his buff raises his damage output by like a lot. And the only way to get him out of it is to stagger him. I was legitimately convinced that we did not have enough damage to do that. But apparently with just our like regular attack spam, we just barely do. So the timing's going to be pretty tight on it, but this fight is totally beatable as is.
do you think the Abyss didn't kill him because they thought he would make a good puppet?
Possible. It's kind of unclear how... Okay, I'm going to try the uppercut thing. Come on, baby. It does not work. Okay, well, now we know.
Eesh.
I'm honestly kind of surprised I even survived that. Artorias is another fight, much like Sanctuary Guardian, where there are very few opportunities to properly heal.
Is his blood black?
The blue stuff is just like abyss goop. You can find it all over the place in this DLC. So this is also scary. He
Bless
can
you. Sorry, I don't know why I did that to myself.
he can stack buffs on top of each other.
You got him down pretty good for your first go.
Yeah. Okay, this is difficult. We have a couple options.
Okay.
So real quick, we're probably not going to be doing it this episode, but for next time, I want to see... Okay, we have enough decks that we can actually use a bow. Because one of the only consistent ways that you can get him to stagger is by taking a bow and shooting him in the head. And because a headshot always does like a shitload of poise damage, and that will stagger him out of it.
Okay.
So we could do that. Or we could just say, fuck it, we ball.
I think fuck it, we ball.
Okay.
Because I feel like we don't need to utilize that for him.
Okay. We
Honor and shit.
We shall see. But the reason I wanted to use the Ring of Sacrifice there is because I have all this humanity on me. And I figured, you know, since I'm probably going to lose a bunch of it anyways, I might as well just dump it into this bonfire. and we'll just have 20 Estus for Artorias. Because I kind of need all the help I can get here. Because at a certain point, like if he stacks 2 buffs on top of each other, he can basically 2-shot you.
Yeah.
Even with this heavy of armor and this much HP. And if he stacks 3 buffs, I mean, forget it, you're done. But yeah, we will deal with that next time. Bye-bye.
Not up.